So how many people know where Silicon Valley is? All right, how many people have been there? Okay, great. Well, so I've spent the last 30 plus years there. I started very early on at Apple. I was an Apple employee 72, and I got a chance to work for Steve Jobs, and Steve was everything that you've heard about. But I actually got my start working with insurance back when the Apple II first came out. We worked with a gentleman who was building an in-hole test. This is like the first IoT. We were building an in-hole test tool or test sensor for drilling platforms, so we could detect pressure pockets as the drill bit went down, and when it detected huge amounts of pressure, it would cap the drill bit, drop concrete locks onto it so it wouldn't blow back through the platform. So I want to start a little bit with how we think about insurance and insurance innovation from a Silicon Valley perspective. And the first thing to understand is we think about it as a $5 trillion digital prize, i.e. we see a very established industry that hasn't done a lot with technology yet, and we think we can rock that world. Now the good news is we're going to need your help in doing that. We come at it from a very customer-focused standpoint, and the first thing we look for is what are the inefficiencies out there in the industry today? Where is too much money being spent or not enough money being spent? And how do we convert those inefficiencies into customer value? How do we transform that into customer value? And then the other thing you heard about earlier is, the unhappy customer out there. That's the other thing we look for is where are there areas where customers are not happy that we can use technology to change. And so that's the starting orientation. The next thing that we do is we look into the digital ecosystems that are surrounding the insureds. And so I don't know how many of you are familiar with the term of a digital ecosystem, but it's all the digital capabilities that, think smart home, think smart factory, think the autonomous car. All of the capabilities, the data sets, the devices, the services that surround those. Our first question is how do we harness those and bring incremental or disruptive value to the customer by tapping into that. And what we recognize is that every industry now is being surrounded by digital ecosystems. So even, we're seeing insurance products now that have to do with understanding exactly what goes on ships, exactly where the ships are located, what kind of weather they're going to go through, those kind of things. So we can bring that information into an insurance product or insurance offering. So throughout our economy, throughout our industries, these digital ecosystems are reshaping not only those industries, but society, our economy, and everything else. And so what we're seeing coming out of Silicon Valley, and we're seeing coming out of other InsurTech companies, is basically products and services that are very knowledgeable of these things and are tapping into them to create new capabilities. So all of those things we're now looking at and saying, okay, how do we basically take advantage of those?